Hey there, this is my review of the Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers slash Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Season 3 Battle Borgs. Now these are interesting figures to me because they're somewhere in between a regular action figure and a Zord. They don't combine into anything, but they have far more detail than your standard action figure from the Power Rangers line in 1995. So I treat them as Zords because they were the Alien Rangers Zords. I mean, they were never expressly called that. I don't know if that's the right word. They were never actually called that. But they serve the same purpose, and they did fight alongside the Shogun Megazord at least once. I do remember that. I don't know how often it was because I actually don't remember a lot about Alien Rangers, and whenever I watched it last on Netflix, I kind of skipped that because I like their suits and I like the Battle Borgs, but I don't know. I don't really care that much about the Alien Rangers. Anyway, they're pretty cool figures, though. I've never owned them before this, and I'm really impressed with them. I got these for a really good price on eBay, and apparently they're expensive. I was just looking at them a few minutes ago to check something, and I didn't realize how costly they were. I paid about $100 for this set. It was all 5 of them, included everyone's weapons, mostly, except Red. He doesn't have his sword or his shield. And Black doesn't have his sword. But even without that, even if I got them without the weapons, these guys seem to command a huge price. But they're pretty cool. I mean, I'm not going to take off the sword on each one because the swords are the same, but they kind of snap into the back. Oh God, I think I just broke it. No, it must have already been snapped, but it's fine. It'll be fine. The sword itself goes into the fist. The fists do not move. They do not open. They're just a circular thing. These things are very delicate, but it holds in like that, and you can pose it and whatever. You can see it's kind of bent, but it's not like the end of the world. But these are neat, so just display them the way you want to, but there's a pretty tight fit in there, so they do stay pretty secure. And each one comes with its own weapon. Like here, yellow, since we're starting here, has what I guess is like a bear claw flail of some sort. I mean, it's soft, it's pliable, it doesn't do much, but it's got a little handle, and I keep it posed like this. I mean, up is pretty much the only direction I can show it off in. I'm going to take this out just for now, just so I can kind of hang on to it. But they all have the same basic articulation. Their legs go out. Now you'll notice blue, red, and yellow have this right here. I like to call it like a tunic, like Link from The Legend of Zelda, because that's kind of what it reminds me of. Which is interesting as well, because in Rangers, generally speaking, most pink Rangers and some white Rangers have the skirts. Some yellow Rangers, the ones that are female in Japan, have skirts. So I think it's kind of interesting that the white doesn't have a skirt and Black doesn't have the tunic either, even though even in America with the Alien Rangers, white was the only girl. So that's a choice, I guess. But it's neat. They all have the same basic articulation. They can fold their legs out. They can bend at the knees. Their feet go down. It's kind of posable. I find with all of them, I have trouble getting them to stand kind of straight. I would say they're wobbly, but it's also just the feet. They can rotate their wrists, and they can rotate their arms up there. It's tight though, so I don't like to do it. You can maybe hear it clicking, so I'm like, let's be careful with this old thing. But they're neat. Their heads can turn. They also, another reason I say that they're more like Zords than figures themselves is that they had stickers that needed to be applied. Now, I didn't put these on here, but you didn't generally, I don't think you attached any stickers to figures back in the day. I don't remember ever doing it. So, but what I really like is that even though, yes, they do share the same basic shape, their heads are incredibly detailed. They look like the Shogun zords, and their animals, of course. But the chests are all different. Every one of them's different, and they're chromed out, whether it's gold or silver. Their elbow joints are also chromed, which is cool. Same with their belts. Like, it's got a lot of nice just detail. Like, there's a lot of thought that went into these figures. Even though they don't feel very substantial or heavy, they look nice. So I didn't realize how much I liked these until I got them in my hands. Like, when I saw the deal, the auction, I was more like, oh, I just want them because I don't have them. But now that I've got them, I think they look cool. They look really neat. Like, this is a sticker, which is weird because I would expect that to be chrome as well. But I've shown enough of yellow. Let's look over here at red. And there's something I want to point out about him too. But you can get an idea of his sculpt here, and just, you can see his symbol, which you'll see on the Zords. Even though they were Alien Rangers, apparently they got their powers from Ninjor. I don't remember, like I said, much about that. But it's kind of crazy how they look just like the Ninja Zords and the Shogun Zords. I don't remember them addressing it. But he's got the same basic body shape, same details. Some stickers are missing on them, but like I said, for the price I got them at, I'm not going to complain. I'm sure somebody will one day make labels for them. But he's missing his gold piece here. And there is a little hole. I don't know if you can kind of see it. And apparently this is super common. I was looking on eBay just for fun, which is why I was looking earlier. And everyone that's on there right now is missing not just that, but the whole headband. And that kind of surprised me because it seems like it would take some effort to take them off. I'm not going to try it, but I don't know. But like I said, I like just how unique. They're all similar, but they're also all unique, which is cool. White here, her chrome, you'll notice there's no silver on her aside from like the gray pieces, which I'm not counting as silver because it's not. But because she's white, and I guess the silver would have blended in too much, all of her metallic parts, metallic sheen parts, are gold. And that's really neat looking. And she has these weird Psy spear magnet thing. I don't know what these things are. I'm not too familiar with ninja weapons, so if these are based on something real aside from size, I don't know what they are. But they don't get in the way quite as much as the bear claw, which now makes me just want a pastry. But she's cool looking, and I like that. As anybody in America, and I'm pretty sure the European version was like this too, the Shogun Megazord, we got the pink Shogun Zord rather than the proper white one, because I guess there was just like they're gonna call it pink when they were bringing the toys over. There wasn't a good sense of communication between Saban and Bandai for that particular piece of information. But I like that we were far enough along that when we did the Battle Borgs, they were like, let's not make this one pink too. So one day I plan on getting a pink Shogun Zord, or a white one, and I'll keep the pink one just because it's kind of a novelty item to me in this case. But I'm glad this one's the right color because it makes more sense, and I do like it to be as show accurate as possible, despite these being figures from 1985 or whatever. And that's cool. You can see on her back, I don't know if you can, but you can see through her. It's kind of weird. I guess it's so you could put the sword on both sides, but she's neat looking. And I mean, her helmet is supposed to be the crane, not the falcon. So they don't really ever address that when Tommy and Kat share the pink Shogun Zord. So, or the white one. Lord, I'm getting confused in this one. And here you've got black. He looks like a frogman, which is appropriate. He's got his weird crossbow. I guess it would be better to point it that way, but the way I'm displaying it, oh, I don't know. I guess this snapped. I've never noticed it. Like I said, these were not mine, but it gets the job done. It's fine. I can probably super glue it. His chest is unique. You can see his symbol here, and the metallic paint, and the chromed out pieces. He probably stands out the most to me because the black, silver, and gold just really complement each other very well. But he has the same functionality and that kind of stuff, so he's cool looking. His head makes him look kind of goofy. I like his red eyes. Everybody except white have red eyes, but the blue here definitely has the weirdest face. His snout, nose just looks strange. It looks too big. He looks like a pig wolf more than just a wolf, but okay. Again, with the detail here. Red here has his sticker on this side and is missing the one over here, and then this one's the opposite. So, I mean, there's not really much to say about it except that they're just really detailed figures. It's weird to me that their ears up here are stickered. I guess they didn't want to do detail in the molding, but even if he looks so strange to me, just the detail, you can really see me in there, just the detail and the effort that went into their chests. Like I said, these are very basic molds and very basic, on their own, uninteresting figures. But when you have them all together, and even the weapons kind of add to it, the staff is neat. They really look good together. They're unique in their own way, despite being very similar to the Zords of Season 3, but they just look cool on the shelf. And it's my understanding, and I could be wrong, like I said, Red doesn't have his weapons, but he has a shield, but their weapons here are repainted versions of the ones that came with the Shogun Zords in the deluxe set. Those were all painted red, and it makes sense because the weapons that they have are the same ones that the Shogun Zords use, since, you know, they're just basically less powerful, more agile versions of those, which is better explained in Kaku Ranger to my understanding, but, you know, we're just gonna skirt around the issue. Ha, skirts! I can make jokes. But yeah, I like these. I don't know if I would pay what some of these people are asking for on eBay currently, but 5 figures for 20 bucks each. Yeah, they're from 95-ish. But I mean, that's how much a Lightning Collection figure costs. Yes, you get a lot more out of a Lightning Collection figure, but if I'm willing to pay that for a current toy, I'm definitely willing to pay that for something that's apparently super rare. I mean, at least in the condition it's in. I do like these, and I think if you're interested in it, it might be worth hunting down for a bargain, because you never know. Like I said, I got super lucky with this. So I hope you enjoyed this kind of short, simple, easy review. Be sure to check me out on Instagram and Twitter. Instagram is Old God Machinations. Twitter is OG Machinations. And like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff that people on YouTube say. And until next time, I will see you then.